the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
All right, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Dirt Racing Network's live coverage of the Hales Corners Speedway Sim Series. Summer Series getting down to the final couple of races. Got one tonight here, UMPs at Volusia. Then next week, I think we're going to have the big blocks, and I'm not sure if they are at Volusia or Lanier. I have to look at the schedule. But joining me in the booth, as always on Sunday evening, Zach Krieger. Zach, you there, buddy?
I am indeed.
Well, we're getting down to it. I don't think anybody's catching Crawford in this thing. When you start talking about points, he has dominated this series 4 or 5 in a row now. And, yeah, I don't know. Somebody's got to figure out how to go as fast, or somebody's got to figure out how to slow that guy down, and I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon.
Definitely not, but you never know what can happen within a week. You know, maybe Crawford gets involved in a incident or something along those lines that can change the entire complexity of the race, but it's going to be interesting to see if anybody has anything for him.
It's going to be very interesting to see if any of these guys can step up, slow that guy down. Maybe somebody come in here and shock the world and pick up a win, but right now 16 drivers checked in, and he is not the quickest in practice anyway. Reed Ronald, Drake Hartzell, Peter Brees, all faster than Jacob Crawford. So maybe one of those guys is going to be the one to step up this evening.
Definitely, and I think you have to give a mention to the entire field, actually. Only about 5/10 separating everybody, 3/10 in between first and 15th. So it's definitely a tight field tonight. It's going to be interesting to see who gets the luck of the draw in the heats and the feature.
Yeah, going to be exciting for sure. A couple of heat races, quick B main just to set the final starting grid, and then a big 35-lap feature. I want to say hi to my man Tim Nichols. Tim, hope you got my text message earlier. Take a look at that. Make sure everything is copacetic there. I'll be talking to you tomorrow. But it is time for us to head trackside. Opening ceremony is about to get underway.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
And now, please welcome Pastor Sam Foley from Port Orange, Florida, to deliver tonight's invocation.
Father, we ask today that you protect and bless those who participate in this race. May they use good sportsmanship and respect for each other. And we'll thank you and praise you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, it is time for heat race number 1. Drivers are rolling around. They are on the one to go, so we're going to run down the starting lineup real quick here. Going to be the Milkman Designs number 35 from Genoa, Illinois, of Drake Hartzell on the pole. On his outside, the 15 car of Rob Warren. Row 2 on the inside, the Central Services Company Incorporated, number 22.
Nate, just be aware you are blanking.
From Minneapolis, Minnesota, of Nate Severett. And on the outside, the Milkman Designs number 7. From Manchester Park, Illinois, Tyler Goodwin. Your third row. Inside, the B-Hall Performance number 70 of J.J. Schilling out of Greendale, Wisconsin. On his outside, the DiscountShopTows.com Black Flag Racing number 74 from Waterford, Wisconsin, of Peter Reese. And in the final row, another B-Hall Performance machines, the 32 of Skylar Woods from Beaver Dam, Wisconsin. On his outside, from Mayville, Wisconsin, the 99 of Brandon Hall. That is a B-Hall Performance ski graphics machine out there. Drivers catching the green flag for heat race number 1.
Green flag on heat number 1 indeed. Drake Hartzell getting a good jump. Rob Warren right there on his quarter panel, trying to get anything that he can on that top side, trying to get the momentum to work up to potentially try for a move around the outside of Drake Hartzell. Doesn't have anything quite yet, but a big fight here, and Tyler Goodwin potentially trying to get involved as well.
Yeah, right now, Hartzell, Warren, Goodwin, Peter Brees. Brees, the purple and green machine there, had to check up as Goodwin slid across his nose. That's going to cost him a couple of spots. Sievert gets by on the bottom. Hull is down the inside, and they're 3 wide out of 4 for a split second. Brees was stacked up top with Hull on the inside of Schilling. Schilling having problems in the 70 car finding traction. He's not going forward, not usually one of the fast guys in the room, and he is just not making forward progress at all as we got a battle for the lead.
Battle for the lead here between Drake Hartzell and Rob Warren. Warren on the top, Hartzell on the bottom. Warren trying to get a run, like I said earlier. He's got some pull out of turn 2. He's going to pull side by side with Drake Hartzell, his teammate. But I don't think it's going to be enough here onto the front straightaway. 5 to go here at the line, starting lap 6, and a big run trying to come for Rob Warren here.
Yeah, Warren using the top side, just too far around. There's still too much grip down on the bottom. Hartzell using that inside almost to perfection. These guys now going to get nose to tail, break away from Goodwin, who's got problems of his own. He's got Brees down the inside. Had Sievert up alongside Brees there. They were 3 wide momentarily, and now Goodwin pulls the 7 car into third all by himself, and Nate Sievert worked around the bottom and got past Peter Brees. Brees back to 5th. Then it's Brandon Holt, J.J. Schilling, and Skylar Woods. But at the front, Drake Hartzell starting to inch away from Rob Warren. Warren with company now on the inside. 2 to go.
Goodwin and Warren battling it out here. Warren just has that momentum on the top side, less than what Tyler Goodwin has. So Warren pulls a little bit away from Goodwin. Goodwin able to close up in 3 and 4 and get side by side, but just doesn't have the momentum like he needs. White flag out here on heat number 1. Goodwin moves all the way up to the top, trying to get a rear on that cushion and try to see if he can maybe push his way past Rob Warren. Does not look like it. Hartzell dives to the bottom, protect his line, and he will cross the line and take the win, heat number 1.
Rob Warren, Tyler Goodwin, Nate Sievert, J.J. Schilling all the way up to 5th at the end, then Brees is 6th. Hull Woods rounding out the field. That will put heat 1 in the books. We will get ready to run down here. Take a look at the starting lineups for heat race number 2. And our scribbled up car wash starting lineup looks like this. On the pole, the CJR Brian Joseph, number 64 from Wauwatosa, Wisconsin, Randy Brunner. And on his outside, the Milkman Designs, 1525 Motorsports, number 25 out of Dakota, Illinois, Jacob Crawford. That's the man to watch right there. He's got a front row starting spot. This could be curtains for some of these guys real quick in the heat. Your second row, going to be the 46 car of John Brunner, the Brunner Brothers Racing Machine out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And on his outside, the Buddies Racing Equipment I-41 Raceway, number 17 from Slinger, Wisconsin, Dean Burnt. Your third row inside, the 126, Dean Wallach. And on the outside, the Shark RC Car Bodies, number 112, which I think now is just the number 1 car. He's out of Menominee Falls, Wisconsin. Chris Johnson, the driver. And on the back, on the inside, Jason Enoch in the 66. And on the outside, another Buddies Racing Equipment Machine. It's a TDC race team number 43 from Oxford, Michigan, of Reed Rundle.
Very stacky here with a lot of hard hitters. Definitely going to be able to see a great race here, especially with this front row, Brunner and Crawford. Got to keep an eye on that 25 of Jacob Crawford, of course, and see what he can do on the start here.
Last heat race, ready to go green. Everybody going to the feature, but we'll have a B main. Drivers will start, get their final starting spots from the B main, those that didn't qualify straight through. And we have a big invert tonight. We'll announce that here in just a little bit.
Green, green, green.
flag in the air. A little bit of a slow start, it felt like. Crawford off the outside, going to grab the front runner. Burnt going to be in third, and it's side by side. Johnson and John Brunner. That's a battle fourth and fifth as we come out of 3 and 4 the first time. Reed Rundle in 16. Wallach and Jason Enoch ran out of the field. But from third on back, they are in a wad right here, and a little bit of contact in the back of Burnt. Johnson got into him. They're going to keep them both straight. Johnson now 3 wide on the top and the back row back here.
Every position is important. All of these drivers fighting tooth and nail, try to get it. Oh, Enoch and Burnt get together. This might involve Chris Johnson as well. Some jumping down the back straightaway. Oh, and there goes the 126 of Dean Wallach.
No caution. He's at the back. They are going to keep this thing going. Green, he's going to be able to escape and get that thing off the track before anybody gets here. Everybody was out of shape, a lot of contact there, and Wallach's the one that pays the price. But Jacob Crawford out in front of Randy Brunner by about 5 car lengths right now, and it is a long ways, almost a full straightaway back to the battle for third. Rundle got the outside run. He's going to take the top, take third away from John Brunner. Brunner sitting back and forth. And then what's left of that mess that started behind Enoch, Johnson, and Burnt back here. Crawford halfway home. He's got a pretty comfortable lead.
I'll give it to Randy Brunner, though. He's been able to keep pace with Jacob Crawford and stay right on his back. Brunner may be potentially thinking about something, but he's only got 4 laps to try it. He's starting to get to the inside of Jacob Crawford, but it just doesn't look like he has to pull out of corner. Crawford able to pull away with the momentum on the top side.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to go through the slick in 1 and 2 and lose a lot of momentum and a lot of distance. In 3 and 4, he gets that right up there in the sticky stuff, and he's able to keep pace just right here. That is where he is losing a lot of ground. You can see Crawford start to pull away, opens the gap 2 or 3 car lengths. I think if Brunner could keep it closer right there in 1 and 2, 3 and 4, he might actually have a shot to do something with Crawford. Just got to stay out of that slick stuff.
Definitely, it's a very difficult to do, especially in these UMP modifieds. They like to move around a lot on you through corners, and I think a lot of these guys trying to figure it out as light flag comes out here. Crawford now to the bottom, trying to protect from Randy Brunner. It works down the back stretch as they both work down the back straightaway. Brunner, one last effort here against Crawford. It's not going to get it, and Jacob Crawford is your winner in heat number 2.
Brunner second, Rundle third. John Brunner is going to come home in fourth, and Jason Enoch in fifth. Chris Johnson, Dean Burnt, and the early exit for Wallach. We'll have a B main here in just a minute. We know that the pole sitter is going to come out of this B main. They had a 11-car invert, I believe, is what was drawn.
12-car.
12, another 12-car invert. Okay.
Yes.
So a big flip in the field when we get ready to go feature time, which is going to be right after this. But our B main starting lineup presented by Scribberdub Car Wash. Dean Wallach, his misfortune will put him on the pole for the B main. He'll have Skylar Woods on his outside, and Dean Burnt and Brandon Hull in row 2. Chris Johnson and J.J. Schilling in row 3. Jason Enoch and Peter Brees in row 4. John Brunner and Nate Sievert in row 5. And that will round out the 10-car field.
Ten-car field, so if I'm correct, I'm not even actually going to try to figure out this invert.
It'll be the 2 third-place cars from the heat races.
Which means that will put Reed Rundle on the pole. That'll put Tyler Goodwin on the pole with Reed Rundle to his outside.
No.
Oh, yeah, because it
flips them. That's right.
Yeah.
It'd be Reed Rundle on the inside, Tyler Goodwin on the outside.
Yes, so.
Actually, 12 cars. Yeah. No, I'll bet you it's not. I'll bet you it's somewhere in about row 10 here, or whoever finishes the end of this. You got to take them 6 cars. You got to put them in there. Then you got to take the 6 from here. So whoever finishes 6th in this race is who is going to start on the pole.
And this, ladies and gentlemen, is why I try never to figure out inverts. These guys are going to pull around turn 4. Pace car will make its way into the pit lane. 126, Dean Wallach is going. Skylar Woods right behind him in that 32 car. He's going to run the outside and pulls right past Wallach. Wallach looks like he's going to get freight trained on this top side.
Looked like he took off and then he went ahead and dropped the anchor right there on the front stretch and let Woods go by. Now he's trying to battle here. He's going to have Hull and Schilling all over him. Peter Brees right in there. So a little bit of a slip right there opens the door. There goes Hull. Now Schilling's got the outside. Schilling finds the fence. Peter Brees keeping the nose of that 74 car right there. Contact in 3 and 4. Everybody's going to get away. There's more contact. Dean Burnt just cannot stay away from contact tonight. And there goes Wallach into the fence
All right,
again.
man. Caution is out. Caution is out.
Caution. Yeah, they were bumping and grinding, and I actually thought there was contact. Yeah, there was right there on the exit of 4. That just kind of hooks the 126. He goes down the corner, contact again. Yep. Yeah, 126 car just not having a fantastic night here at the track.
Definitely, it's going to get interesting here now, especially with the caution. It pulls everybody back together, and I think a lot of guys who may have gotten held up or caught up in an incident early might be able to have a chance here, as we're going to see a lot of heavy hitters, Schilling, Brees, Burnt even up here. Makes it interesting.
These guys group back up and see who can do what. Drivers still trying to figure out where they're supposed to be in the lineup right now. We know it's Woods, Hull, Schilling, and Brees the top 4. Behind that, I think Dean Burnt is supposed to be 5th. Then Chris Johnson, Nate Sievert, Jason Enoch, John Brunner. Dean Wallach's car in the infield already. They'll get that thing fixed up, bring him out. Put him somewhere near the back of tonight's A main to start this thing, but just really not a good night of racing for the 126 car. No luck.
Yep, and another thing to put in your diary, Jason Schilling goes to the back. I think he took the tap out there, so he gets sent to the back. So now it will be Woods, Hull, Brees,
or Brees and
Burnt.
Sorry, Brees and Burnt, then Johnson and Sievert.
So Skylar Woods starting in that first position with Brandon Hull, my bad, on his outside. Pace car is going to make its way to pit lane, and Skylar Woods is going to take off. Green flag back underway here in the B main. Hull on that top side, trying to get past Woods. Woods pulls up, forces Hull to lift out of it a little bit. Brees trying to get involved as well. He's running just on that top side, just under the slick, or just above the slick, sorry. As Hull trying to get a chance here to challenge Skylar Woods, and again, Peter Brees. Yep, contact a little further back in the pack.
Sievert's blinking a little bit. I think that's initiating some of that contact, but these two right on top of each other. This time, Enoch spun it around just to keep it out of the side of the 22 car. So he's going to be way behind in this one, and I think it's all Skylar Woods right now. I don't think anybody's going to be able to run it down, although Brees making a run out of this thing, trying to get both he and Hull. He got the top side back away from Hull. Well, at least for that set of corners he did. We're down to about 5 to go this time.
Definitely Brees trying to pull anywhere he can against Hull. Valuable starting positions on the line here, but Skylar Woods is not able to run away as much as I think as he would like. As Brees is going to go for a slide job, he doesn't pull up just enough. Hull keeping his nose in and keeping himself in it, to say the least. Brees looking to do it again, slides it, does not pull all the way up. I think Brees is preferring this bottom. He's got it though, clearing Brandon Hull. Hull on the top though, able to get a little bit of pull to try and get past Brees.
Yeah, Brees working right through the slicks. Got that right rear, right where the sticky stuff goes. Got a great drive through 3 and 4. He's going to challenge for the lead right here. Skylar Woods has to be wondering where'd this guy come from. No one's challenged me the entire race. And right now, Peter Brees making the bottom side work. Got the car a little tight right there. Good job of those two keeping them squared up and not getting into one another heavily, spinning each other out and costing both of them a B main. This is going to be a pretty good finish here. Brees can continue, put the pressure on. Maybe Woods will make a mistake like Brees did down here. I think if he don't make that mistake, we might have had a new leader with 2 to go. But it is Skylar Woods now finding momentum on the top, under the white flag, pulling away from Peter Brees. They're going to head down the backstretch the final time. Woods, Brees, Hull, Johnson, and Schilling in that order. And a last-ditch effort out of 4. Not going to work out. Skylar Woods picks up the B main. Then Peter Brees, Brandon Hull, Chris Johnson, J.J. Schilling, Nate Siebert at 6. Dean John Brunner comes home 8th. Jason Enoch a distant 9th after spinning the car out to stay off Siebert 5-6 laps ago. He'll come home with that 9th position. It'll get him a little bit closer to the front in our starting field. But Dean Wallach not going to enjoy his night, I promise you right now. And like I said, 6th place tonight in the B main. Going to start on pole. And sure enough, there's Nate Siebert. Started P1 now with J.J. Schilling on his outside. And then Chris Johnson and Brandon Hull, row 2, row 3. Peter Brees and Skylar Woods. Reed Rundle and Tyler Goodwin in row 4. Randy Brunner and Rob Warren, row 5, row 6. Jacob Crawford and Drake Hartzell, your 2 heat winners. And the back 2 rows going to be John Brunner in row number 7. And your 8th row, Enoch and Wallach. So 35 laps. We're going to keep an eye on the 25 car. We're also going to keep an eye on the 70 and the 43. But I got to say that unless somebody does something magical and 25 car has some trouble coming from that 11th position, getting through traffic, it's not going to take long. We're going to see Jacob Crawford towards the front of this thing.
Definitely. And another note for you, Nate Siebert has dropped to the back, stated connection issues for him. He decided to bite the bullet and move all the way to the back just to be safe, so that promotes Chris Johnson up to row 1 and, well, on the pole, as we're going to see him head on now to 1 to green.
So Johnson inside of 1, Brees inside of 2, Rundle up inside of 3. That's going to move Crawford inside of what, row 5 behind?
Yes.
Randy Brunner. So he moved up a full row. That's going to give him a couple less cars that he's going to have to pass. And the closer that car gets to the front, the more dangerous it is for everybody else. So we'll get ready to get this thing started. 35 laps tonight.
Cars winding themselves up, ready to go here at Volusia. 2 rounds left.
Green
Does anybody
flag,
have
green
anything
flag.
for Jacob Crawford? Green flag is out here in the Hales Corners Summer Series, brought to you by Scrubbed Up Car Wash and Oil Change. We are green. Schilling, a great launch off the top side, is able to pull just past Chris Johnson. Johnson looking to get to the bottom, though. This track has significantly changed since the B main, since a lot of these guys touched the track even. As we got big fights going on here further back in the pack. Johnson a little bit squirmy on the top side. That's going to allow Hull to pull just alongside him on the bottom. Hull on the bottom is going to slide up, block off Johnson, move Brandon Hull up to P2 at the end of lap 2.
Johnson was 3rd, and there was side-by-side battle between Brees and Rundle for 4th and 5th. Now in the middle of that, Skylar Woods, the 32 car, stuck his nose up in the middle, had to check up right there as Brees started to close the door. Rundle was moving up. I think Chris Johnson started on the pole, going back through the field. Looks like he's got some kind of issue with the car. It is falling back quickly. That time he and Rundle contact. Rundle's going to lose 4 spots over the deal. Drop Rundle back to 8th and 9th back there. Still J.J. Schilling out in front, but his teammate Brandon Hull putting the pressure on, trying to rub the paint off of the rear bumper of that 70 car, as these two already getting after it pretty hot and heavy here, and we're only going to be 5 laps down in 35 laps of A-main competition.
You have to wonder if there's going to be some sort of teamwork here between Halls. Caution comes out.
If that's a 126 car again, that will be unfortunate.
Nope, it's going to be the 22 of Nate Sievert.
Oh, yeah, it looks like he got hooked up with Jason Enoch. And Wallach ends up in it, just not severely in it. So, and I don't know if that was part of that warp issue or not. They got that car upside down already in the infield, so.
Unfortunately for Nate Sievert, that ends his night. But like I was saying, with Schilling and Hall, the top two, wonder if there's going to be some teamwork here. Maybe not pushing each other right to the limit right away. Maybe trying to see if they can build a gap from the cars behind. I think this caution definitely is going to make it a little bit harder for the two Brandon Hall performance cars to try and work together.
Yeah, bring everybody closer, but I think neither driver has a win in the series and definitely not a win in this season. So, you know, wanting to break that bubble, I think these two are going to think about getting to the checks first. I don't think they're going to make any contact. I think they'll be a lot more diligent than that was where they put themselves. But I think they're going to go at it pretty hard, and we're going to see some good racing. You got to look out. I mean, Tyler Goodwin's there. He's in about 5th right now. And then Skylar Woods is in behind that. There's Jacob Crawford. You know, they can't mess around for too long. They have got to go. So if one of them was faster than the other one, I don't think it's going to be one of those let's stick together and try to get away from everybody's situation. I think they're just going to try to go and build as big a gap as they can to the 25 because they know eventually he's going to be coming.
Definitely. And it's definitely going to be interesting to see what people are going to do around Jacob Crawford. Jacob Crawford as well is going to be switching lines left and right, trying to get to the big pace, but we know the two drivers on the front row, Jason Schilling and Brandon Hall, they are fast as light. They are going to be pushing each other very hard, but very cleanly as well, as we're going to see the pace car pull off. Jason Schilling paces him. He launches off a turn 4, green flag. Back underway, not able to clear Hall. Hall is going to run that top side, get the momentum, and pull right away from Jason Schilling. Chris Johnson into the mix. Johnson trapped, though, by Brees.
3 wide behind that.
Exactly, the two teammates, Rob Warren and Drake Hartzell, they had a little contact, a little moment in turn 3. Johnson around the outside of Brees. Brees gets a little bit of contact with Skylar Woods on the top side. We're going to see, though, Hull in the lead at the end of lap 8.
Single foul through the first 7. Hull, Schilling, Johnson, Brees, Woods, Jacob Crawford up here in 6th, and then Tyler Goodwin was the next car. Reed Rundle in the A spot, got single foul behind that. Contact, Brees and Woods. I think everybody's going to keep going. I'm sure Peter Brees not really excited about that little bit of contact. He got the short end of that stick, and that's going to shuffle up everything from about 3rd on back. Jacob Crawford now into 4th with those two cars getting out of line. They gave him 2 free spots. He sits in 4th. Goodwin is now 5th. Rundle up to 6th. Randy Runner 7th. Rob Warren 8th. Skylar Woods, after that bit of contact, settles the car into 9th. And then Drake Hartzell and Dean Burton side by side for 10th and 11th. Peter Brees into 12th. John Runner, Dean Wallach, and Jason Enoch off track. Nate Sievert both in the pits at 15 and 16. But I see the front 4 starting to get closer and closer together here as Johnson's making a run to close in on Schilling and Crawford.
All right, man. Caution is out.
Everybody
Caution is out.
Caution. John Runner and Rob Warren are those two.
I think so. Yep. Yep, got in the outside wall and turned 3 and 4 and just drove it off. Yep, with a pit entry, I think that is.
Something happened to Rob Warren. Listen to Warren's car. I'm not sure what happened.
Potentially some contact with... maybe not.
I was just trying to get it checked up and made it look like the car was broken. Maybe the car is broken. It sure does look like it's laying down pretty hard on that right rear corner.
Oh, yeah.
Thing to the pits, and I don't think it's coming back to the track. So a couple, 3 more cars checking out, and now it's a war of attrition. And real quick, hey, Cade, thanks for checking in, man. See you over there on YouTube.
Just a little update on Rob Warren. At the end of lap 11, he got tangled up with Skylar Woods on the front straightaway and got a little contact with the wall. And these cars, they are kind of fragile, so you hit them on the wall sometimes. They, depending on the angle and depending on how hard you hit, you can get pretty damaged. And Rob Warren pulls in. I think he's going to try to get his damage repaired. He was on voice chat talking a bunch. I think he was maybe a little struggling tonight. Don't quote me on that one, though, but we are going to see them line up and going back to green this lap.
Yep, 23 laps remain. Hull and Schilling, Crawford and Johnson, Rundle and Goodwin. And Goodwin actually on the inside there of a row number 3, so your top 6 right there. Crawford up here outside row 2, and we'll see how long it takes.
Green.
He did not get a good start. He is not going to get third away from Johnson on the start, having the high line.
Ooh. Further back in the pack, there was a lot of contact between a lot of drivers. The only driver to get out of it unscathed really looked to be Reed Rundle. Now we're going to have a 5-car battle. It looks to start becoming Crawford on the bottom, trying to make a move here on the 1 car of Chris Johnson. Johnson gets a little too high up into the cushion, and that's going to push him back a bit. Crawford pushing him to the limit and beyond. These two throwing haymakers at each other, trying to get positions back. Brendan Hull, meanwhile, though, has started to gain about a 5-car length advantage from Jason Schilling.
Yeah, you give him 4 or 5 car lengths equals about a half a second. Schilling has about 7/10 over third place Chris Johnson. Johnson hanging tough. The 1 car there got the outside, made the run, kept third away from Crawford. While those two were battling, Rundle was able to close up, and this front 5 has a pretty good breakaway. They got pretty much a full straightaway, about 2/3 of a straightaway on the next 5 cars that are battling back there, 6th on back. Now Crawford goes to the top side, got the nose alongside, got it chopped right off as Johnson tried to go up to the fence. Those two making contact. Johnson got out of shape, and Crawford uses that to the advantage, and here comes Rundle trying to use the advantage as well with the broken momentum down the backstretch. But Johnson uses the top side out of 2, keeps 4th. But that 25 car now clean, clear sailing to try to run down the front 2, and those two have started to come back together. We've completed 18 just past our halfway mark.
Jacob Crawford on the top. Chris Johnson is challenging him big time. Reed Rundle, though, going to get a run here on Johnson down the back straightaway. Rundle pulls alongside and runs to the bottom against Chris Johnson. Can't get it quite yet. We got a challenge for the lead here. Jason Schilling in that 70 car is pulling along, trying to see what he can make out of it. He is getting right down and dirty in the dirt with Brandon Hull. They're side by side. Not a lot separating them at the line. Slide job from Schilling. Little contact there between him and Hull. Everybody keeps it straight, though. We're going to stay green. Move Jason Schilling to the lead.
3-point the 70 car. A little slide job action. You got a little punt in the butt for it from the 99 car, Brandon Hull. That only gave up about a half a car length, though, to Crawford. Those two did a good job, even in the contact, of keeping the cars under power and not giving up too much space at 25. But they go back to battle, and Crawford, he's sitting back here licking his chops. Meanwhile, behind Crawford, Chris Johnson, Reed Rundle starting to go at it. That's 4th and 5th. Right off the podium, but still points on the line. Good seasons for both drivers. So they're going to race each other hard. But Schilling now is starting to assert himself a little bit. He's getting away with 12 laps to go in our A main.
Little bobble there from Brendan Hull. That's going to allow Jacob Crawford to get just to his back. Can't get anything yet, but Jacob Crawford stalking his prey. He goes low on him. Jacob Crawford trying to get that 2nd place spot away from Brandon Hull. I think he got it here. 11 laps to go here. Crawford and Hull battling it hard. Hull, though, on the bottom, just can't get the momentum. Crawford will pull in front of him, move Jacob Crawford to second place with 10 to go, and they have closed into Jason Schilling here. Crawford on that top side, able to run down Schilling. Jason Schilling, though, looking strong at front so far.
Yeah, Schilling bump into the fence in turn one on the entry right there, and you don't want to give anything to that guy in the 25. He started 11th. I think he ended up officially starting 9th in this thing because pole sitter decided to move back, and that moved that whole row up. But we are down to 8 to go, and he is already up here getting ready to put the pressure on the 70 machine of Schilling. And can Schilling withstand the pressure, or will he crumble? First time winner in the season, or are we going to see a 6-time winner right here out of Crawford? Good drive out of Ford, shows him the nose, he's there. I don't know, Schilling showing a crack here or there. He may be able to hang on. He's going to have to really be masterful working this top side, because Crawford has found a way to get off the bottom of 4, not that time, but every lap prior to that. We're getting it down here inside 6 to go. Getting exciting towards the end of this one.
And if we know these two drivers, we know that they have great skill in these cars. I don't think slide jobs are off the table quite yet. Jason Schilling looking behind him, sees the 25.
Contact!
There's contact. Crawford gets squirrely, gets into the back of Schilling, and Brandon Hull from the 3rd place spot is able to pull away from both of them. Crawford trying to get to the bottom of Jason Schilling here. They are 3 wide out of turn 4. Hull still with the lead. Crawford on the bottom. Hull and Schilling on the top. What a way that this feature is ending.
A little bit of contact broke the momentum of both drivers, and I think Crawford woed up to let Schilling gather it up. Hull saw an opening, jumped right through the hole, grabbed the lead, and now it is Schilling trying to keep Crawford behind him. And if he's focusing on that, he's not focusing on running the guy in front of him down. They're losing ground to the 99. It's going to be 2 to go this time. If Schilling or Crawford have anything to say about winning this race, they both got to go right now. No more holding back.
2 to go here at Volusia. Brandon Hull still has a nice gap from the two fighting for that 2nd place spot. Schilling and Crawford. Crawford on the bottom. They're going to see the white flag. Crawford clears Schilling. They keep it straight. Brandon Hull on the top side. Oh, contact between Crawford and Schilling. That's going to push Schilling back. Crawford going to try to get something out of 3 and 4. It's not going to work. Brandon Hull take a bow. He has won his first Hales Corner Speedway Sim Racing League win.
And I think Schilling knew what was happening. He covered the top and kept Chris Johnson from getting a run out of 2 after the car got sideways. He's going to come home in 3rd. But Brandon Hull found a way to hold off Jacob Crawford and break the string. And Hull will get his first win, I believe, in the series period, not just in the season, but in the series. And we will sit here and we will wait for Mr. Hull to bring that 99 car all the way back around and put it in line with our other 2 drivers.
And if there's one thing we know about Brandon Hull, a victory lap is not at all strange from him. Brandon Hull does an absolute spectacular job to get the win tonight.
All right, let's start grabbing drivers. We're going to get Crawford in here. We're going to get Schilling in here. We're going to get Mr. Hull ready to go. Well, let's see what JJ has to say about
User was moved
that
to your
finish. JJ Schilling, you got a copy. Yo, Jason. Probably trying to catch his breath after all the events on that last lap right there. So we'll give him just a second.
Here we go. Here we go.
Oh, here we go. Here we go, buddy. Wanted to ask you, man, a great run. You come home 3rd. You battle for the lead all night long. Last couple, 3 or 4 laps there. You and Crawford going at it, little contact. I think you both did a great job of saving the car, man. You let your teammate get by. Tell us about that spot right there.
I'm just happy that Crawford finally lost. It's been like how many weeks?
Well, he was going for 6 in a row. Just
Yeah.
putting it out there.
Well, I mean, I was blocking his sliders. I knew he was there. I heard his motor. I'm like, all right. I knew it was bound to happen, racing deal. But at least someone else finally won.
Well, yeah, and then you had to do a little protecting of your own after that contact to get through the last couple of laps. Did you know people were right on top of you after the car got sideways?
Nope, not at all.
Well, fantastic job, man. You still bring it home on the podium. I know you're excited to see anything but that green and black number 25 car win. You, with another podium, are we going to get to see you pick up a win before the season ends? You only got one more race.
I do not know. Probably after this loss for Jacob, he's probably going to wax the field next time. But, I mean, it was a fun race. I mean, I'm just happy for Brandon. He finally was trying so hard this whole season.
Well, an awesome run for you nonetheless. Tell us who you got on the car helping you out before we let you get out of here, bud.
Yeah, B Hall Performance, LeMay Motorsports, Roscoff RV, J&A Auto Trim.
All right, man. Well, thanks for chatting with us, and go over celebrate with your teammate a little bit on his big win tonight.
Oh, will do. Now we can drink some Bush apples.
All right, man.
Your
third place driver, Mr. Jason Schilling. Now let's grab Jacob Crawford. And Zach, I'm going to let you talk to him. The string is broken.
User was moved to your channel.
Definitely exactly what Roger just said. The streak has ended. Jacob Crawford, you have a copy.
Yes, I do.
Well, unfortunately, it had to come to an end at some point, though it was definitely a hard-fought battle. Tell us about that race.
Yeah, it was a really fun race. The first half of the race wasn't expecting much out of it, especially on the fresh track and everybody fighting for the same line. Then once we got cautions and started moving forward, and I got my preferred line and started just charging through, and obviously I was one spot short.
Unfortunately, that is the case, but you definitely made a great running throughout the pack from 9th place up to 2nd. Early in those stages of that race, there was a lot of traffic for you to get by. Did you have kind of a plan for that, or was it just kind of pick a line and stick it?
I was trying to, in my mind, I was really hoping to get my preferred line, but it just took me a while because everybody was beside me and trying to get through. But in the end, it was just it was mostly just find a line to go.
Well, that is just how the cards fold in your hands. Who do you have on the car this week that you want to give a shout out to?
I would like to thank Milkman Designs for an awesome wrap. I like 1525 Motorsports for being an awesome team, especially having Rob, Tyler, and Drake for teammates. And I'd like to thank Crawford Flooring. I'd like to thank Gearhead and Grease and whoever else is on the car. I just can't think of it on top of my head.
Well, unfortunately for you, the streak ends, but still on the podium. I think you've been on the podium every single time you have ran the series so far, so it's pretty cool. Once again, though, we will congratulate you on your 2nd place finish. We'll let you go celebrate that.
All right, thank you. I'd like to congratulate Brandon for the win, and I'd like to apologize for Jason for that contact for the lead.
Well, it happens. Go ahead, Roger.
Oh, I would say thank you, Jacob. Unfortunate to see the streak end, but, man, we got one more race left, and we'll see if you come back with a vengeance in 2 weeks.
That's the plan. Thank you, boys.
User was moved
All right,
out of your
2nd place,
channel.
Jacob Crawford. His streak does
User
end. We're going
was
to talk
moved to your
to
channel.
first-time winner in the series. He drives a 99 car. Brandon Hull, are you there?
You bet.
Well, man, you finally break through, and you get that elusive win out here, and you had to do it in kind of an exciting fashion, man. Tell us what was going on in front of you there with about 3 or 4 to go.
Well, I was out there leading it for a while there, and me and Jason were racing really good, and obviously I knew in the back of my head Jacob be coming and everything like that, and those two had worked around me. I was kind of just running third there, and all of a sudden the cards fell into my hand, and I knew it was my time to go.
Yeah, the door opens, you jump through there, then you got to hold them off, and Crawford didn't make it easy. What did you find that you were able to keep that 25 car at bay the last 2 laps? Because he really was trying to put some pressure on you.
I mean, I was just kind of making sure I hit my marks, ran my line. I just kept having the recurring thought in my head of the last time we raced here, just waiting for him to try and peek his nose on the bottom or something like that. I just had the feeling it was coming, but I don't think the bottom lane came in quite quick enough tonight.
Well, breaking through, first time in the series, getting that win. It took a while. How's it feel to finally be standing at the top of the podium?
Oh, it definitely feels good. I mean, after 2 second-place finishes the last 2 races, and now to finally come out on top, it's definitely a good feeling.
Well, you got it there, man. I'm sure everybody that helps support you would love to hear from you. Who you got on the car, buddy?
Skis Graphics. I'll keep the car looking good, and Miller's Bar and Grill, favorite place to go after the races, and of course all the guys in the Discord making this fun every week. So.
All right, man. Well, congratulations on breaking through and picking up the win. And in 2 weeks, maybe we can have you go back-to-back.
That would be nice.
All right, man. Celebrate hard. Go grab your teammates. JJ said you guys were going to do some celebrating. So enjoy it, man, and get focused for the next one to wrap up the season.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. Have a good night, guys.
User was moved out of your channel.
Your winner tonight, Brandon Hull. Let's take a look at our official results. Hull won it. Crawford was second. Schilling was third. Then Reed Rundle. Good run for him. He comes home in fourth. Chris Johnson, fantastic run tonight. Top 5 for the 1 car. Peter Breesen, 6th. Tyler Goodwin was 7th. Skylar Woods, 8th. 9th to Randy Brunner. Dean Burnt in 10th. Dean Wallach comes home 11th. Got the car back on the track after he had to take it in early, get a couple of things fixed up on it. He comes home 11th. Drake Hartzell was 12th. Rob Warren breaking with about 24 to go. He comes home 13th. Then John Brunner, Jason Enoch, and Nate Siebert rounding out the field. Well, there was one. That's all that is left in 2 weeks. We will wrap up the season. Zach, final thoughts about tonight, and what do you think we're going to see going into the final race?
Well, it's definitely going to be interesting to see what happens next race in 2 weeks from now. Definitely a shock to see the streak end tonight. Of course, Jacob Crawford has been just so dominant this season. And I think he's coming to the next race with a very good cushion for a championship. But again, that is to be determined depending on what points can get awarded. And, honestly, I think we're going to see a intense and great battle next race.
Yeah, I think Crawford probably has the championship already locked up in his hip pocket, but it'll be fun to see if anybody can keep him from winning the season finale next week. Or 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, on the 26th. So, been a fun night. It was a good race. All the changes that iRacing made has made the racing, I think, a little bit cleaner, a little bit more competitive. I got to see a lot of that Thursday, Friday with that Triple Crown event that was going on. Yeah. And it's actually some improvements. The guys don't like that they took some things out where there's no bumps in the cushions and stuff anymore. But, hey, yeah, sometimes you got to break a few eggs to make an omelet. And if you want a great omelet, well, practice, practice, practice. So I think we're seeing improvement in more competitive racing, and I think everybody's kind of grasped it. And we're going to see – from now on, I think we're going to see some of the best racing we've seen in a long time on dirt. It's not just going to be haymaker sliders and pray that it sticks. Guys are actually going to be able to work the car and make things happen. We saw a lot of that here tonight. So happy to see all of that. Been a great night of racing. Going to wrap it up for us here tonight. Don't forget tomorrow night, Dominic Santina. Are you coming in with him again, Zach, tomorrow night?
Yep.
And Zach Krieger be back in the booth again tomorrow night. Dirt Slingers, Monday Night Thunder, 360 Wing Sprint Cars, USA Speedway. Ought to be a great one. Some of the best guys on the service will be there for that one. Don't forget to tune in at 9 o'clock Eastern. Say hi to the guys in chat. But until then, for Dominic, Zach, and myself here at the Dirt Racing Network, guys,